Yes, I'm sitting here on one of the most popular places in America, Black Wall Street, the Greenwood District. Everything's so nice and just sounds so peaceful in this area. But I'm just thinking about the things that's going on in our community, us indigenous people of this earth, indigenous of this country. How we have let everything. There's someone staring at me, but how we have left everything separate us from ourselves. When you look at the fussing and all the struggles between our men and women, how no one is satisfied. And we think about how we raise our kids, and when you think about this place on Greenwood and all the black communities of long ago, how everyone was together. If you're a child, or if your child was doing anything, there was always a neighbor or somebody. It would get back to the mother or the father on what your child was doing. So now we just let everything just slip by us and destroy what we have. Try to destroy what we have. All mothers are not ridiculous, and all men are not ridiculous. For us, things in life are just not fair. But we have to make the best of what we have together. We have to build on what we have together. It's never too late to change our way of thinking. Well, maybe you don't know, but there are good black women in this world. There are good black men in this world, if you want to call us black indigenous. The mothers and fathers, the goddesses and princes and kings of this earth. The only way we can get back together is through ourselves. No one else. We cannot look for anyone else to help us, to bring us back together. We have to do that ourselves. Sometimes you may go to the wrong place to find a good woman. And sometimes we go to the wrong places to find a good man. And let's say he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Someone's going to get me because I'm saying find, okay? But put yourself in the place where you can find. Put yourself in a place where a good man will be. And sometimes they do look good and come good and act like they're good, but let's say you can tell the fruit, you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears. So we just have to look to these issues that we go through. Everything's not fair. We have been put in a place where everything is not fair, but it's up to us, not only as individuals, but as a community, to get ourselves back together, back strong for our young people, especially our young people. It was a time when here on Greenwood, or this historical district of Black Wall Street, where we own mostly half the city. But right now, we're just pinpointing things. We don't have what we once had. That's because we have split it. Everything looks better somewhere else. Save your community. Do what you can for your community to help your community. Sometimes I think maybe separate equal, but equal was good. But maybe what we had then was not as good as everybody else's, but we had our things together. Our dollars remained in our community for weeks. Probably the only thing we had to go out to get from the other communities were a car, maybe, things like that. But other than that, we had our own lumber yards. We had our own shoe shops, hair shops, everything, our own theaters, our own grocery stores. But now we go out everywhere else to get our things in other communities. Even when we go to a hair shop, we may have to go to someone's home, which isn't bad, or we have to go across the city, because across the city is better than the community that we're living in. Maybe, maybe not. Depends on where you're living. But when I look at Greenwood, I don't see many of us having businesses like there was back in the 50s. The 50s, they still had their own, Greenwood. This district had its own theaters, stores, grocery stores. And once everyone started moving away, things became just less of the business communities that we had. We started supporting everything that came along. Men were men and women were women. There was no such thing as hopping in somebody's car and pretending that you're something that you weren't, because the community will deal with you. But that's, not like it is anymore. Of course, you can't go around scratch that. But now it's to the point we don't want to do this. We don't like this one because of that one. We don't like that one because of this one. And we're getting spread further and further apart. It's time we got back together, build our own communities. It might be hard doing this, but instead of teaching ourselves to go out and get an apartment, how about we go out and pull together and get an apartment building complex? I know the young people can do it if they really wanted to. Just raise them up with togetherness. I remember a time when we're walking down the street or going to the store, we would say hello to one another, or smile, give somebody a smile. And now it's like, I don't see you. I'm just going to keep on moving over here, But, we just need that togetherness. Give somebody a smile. Give somebody a hand up. Because a smile will grow great, will do a lot for somebody, because it does me. Well, I'm going to cut off right now, and I will continue later. Thank you for listening.